You want to do food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, community, which is what this is about, and shelter in something that can protect you on the short term and then put you in a position to take advantage of what's happening in the longer term.
From an investment perspective, precious metals have been a coveted commodity for a long time. Silver and gold are highly sought after, not only for their brilliant beauty, but also because they are a lucrative investment option. Gold is denominated in US dollars, which means that the precious metal has an inverse relationship to the greenback. The strength of the dollar against other currencies hurts the price of gold as it becomes more expensive and therefore less attractive to foreign buyers. Conversely, when the dollar loses value, it fuels the demand for gold. In today's video, we will tell you why Lynette Zang says that the silver and gold price is about to go 10x. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update. The Federal Reserve went to the Treasury Department and borrowed $184 billion. They took $148 billion and loaned it to the FDIC, which then used it for all depositors in both SLV and Silvergate to hold. But here are two things. First, it does not impact the debt ceiling that we have already reached and are going to increase it. And number two, the FDIC would only have $128 billion in their differential fund. And this is the fund that is supposed to be used to make depositors complete. So they gave them $148 billion, but they only have $128 billion. This means that these two banks alone had more than they had in store for creditors to get by. You like risk? Save it to the bank. You don't think that you're taking a risk because after all, it's insured. But it is a counterparty risk, and any contract is only as good as its counterparty on the other side of that contract. Gold is the only financial asset, and according to the world's largest bank, the Bank of International Settlements, it is the only financial asset that has no counterparty risk. Everything else is counterparty risk. What you start to see are patterns that repeat. There are over 4,800 currencies that simply do not exist anymore. Government-backed currencies. From all of that data, it's really quite easy to see what the next most likely outcome is because this is not different than those other 4,800 times. You need money because you have a bill. You are in business, and it is our tool of barter. But you also want food, water, energy, security, barterability, wealth preservation, community, and housing. And when you know what those patterns look like, it's actually really easy to put yourself in a position to be in something that can protect you in the short term and then put yourself in a position to take advantage of what's happening in the long term. At some point, all assets reach their fundamental value. The core value is really based on the most important function of that asset and not what you wanted it to do, but rather what the creators wanted it to do. So the most important function of gold is to maintain your wealth even over time. A rise in the price of gold is an indication of a failing currency, and they don't want you to know that the coin has failed, so they took it out. Because you can create as much gold that will never exist as you want, and that drives the price down. Therefore, gold is severely undervalued. Oh, really? It has the most functionality than any other asset, including digital assets. That's why all banks are buying them, and history has shown that. On average, 25 ounces of gold could buy a whole apple. And while we are going through this hyperinflationary event, on average, 25 ounces of gold could buy a whole city block of buildings, and all while going through this hyperinflationary event.
The Federal Reserve went to the Treasury Department and borrowed $184 billion. They took $148 billion of that and loaned it to the FDIC, who then used that to make all the depositors at the two banks, SLV and Silvergate, whole.
That's all for today. Let us know your views in the comment section below, and don't forget to like this video before leaving. Thanks for watching.